Thinking back over the last 13 seasons of Chikara, there are a lot of great memories that jump out at me from my years as an in-ring competitor. But this particular match that we're going to show you right now is from the main event of our first pay-per-view, High Noon, where I challenged Eddie Kingston in the finals of the 12 Large Summit for the Grand Championship of Chikara. What I love about this match, one, it's that the stakes are so high. It's that the feelings in the room are so real. I'm tremendously proud of the way that it all played out. And I think what you're going to observe here in a moment is that what we were really and truly feeling as this all unfolded comes through the screen right to you, the viewer. It's like you are right there in that moment with us. It's captured perfectly for all time. And I think it may be my very proudest moment in all the years of Chikara. Here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final match in the 12 Large Summit Round Robin Championship Tournament, the winner of which will be Chikara's first ever Grand Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring to my right, he is an innovator of wrestling, a pioneer of podcasts, author of several books, winner of Best of Best 5, winner of TPI 2007, winner of the inaugural King of Trios. He is the founder of the Chikara Resto Factory and the master of 1,000 holds, Lightning Mike Quackenbush. Being accompanied to the ring by Hardcore Hall of Famer, the innovator of violence, Mr. Tommy Dreamer. He is one of the building blocks of Chikara, a Generation 1 original who has been fighting for his life since day one. His competitive spirit has earned him the monikers, the King of Diamonds, the last of a dying breed, and the War King, fighting out of Yonkers, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Kingston!
This is what it's all about. This is history. Even if this wasn't the very first Chikara pay-per-view, even if this wasn't being seen by a worldwide audience for the first time in our Season 10 finale, we are going to crown the first ever Chikara singles champion in the Grand Championship. As you see Bryce Remington holding that title up over his head, Eddie Kingston and Mike Quackenbush, two more different people you would never meet in your entire life, with more similarities than you would think, being joined finally here by Gavin Loudspeaker, and this is the biggest match in Chikara history.
Well, that's, you know, that is not said lightly. That is the absolute truth. That is a fact. We're crowning our first ever Chikara Grand Champion. This is 10 years in the making. People were wondering when this was going to happen. They were questioning if it would ever happen. Well, tonight's the night, ladies and gentlemen. Lightning Mike Quackenbush and Eddie Kingston are going to decide it right here in South Philadelphia.
And I wanted to touch on here the emotions running high with both these men. Both very stubborn men, but both very emotional men. Not only is it the main event of the pay-per-view, as you hear the fans chanting, you see the tag ropes are the colors of pink and purple. You see many of the wrestlers wearing the pink and purple. The staff, everyone here. The even tournament to determine this champion was named the 12 Large Summit after our fallen brother, Larry Sweeney. His family is here tonight to see this first champion crowned in his honor. And Eddie Kingston, somebody who let very few people into his life, a very private individual. Two of those people, his One, Larry Sweeney. The other, Jigsaw, his closest friend in the world. Jigsaw in Lightning Mike Quackenbush's corner. Again, himself, a private individual and trainer of the Wrestle Factory. He's got a lot of students. He lets very few people get close to him. Those two people that he let close to him were Larry Sweeney and Jigsaw. So much in common with these two men here, and so different in their personalities.
Someone who means a lot to Eddie Kingston as well as Mr. Tommy Dreamer out there at ringside tonight. His childhood hero growing up, Eddie Kingston used to come to this arena and watch Tommy Dreamer, watch his hero work, and he learned everything from Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer is his hero and his mentor. Tonight he's at ringside with Eddie Kingston to give him that moral support.
Mike Quackenbush himself, a near 18-year veteran with 37 championships under his belt. The very first time I saw Lightning Mike Quackenbush wrestle, it was in this building in 1997 at a show called Break the Barrier. And I'm sure Eddie Kingston might have been in attendance as he was one of the ECW faithful, as you mentioned, Gavin. He would be one of those people lining up at 10 o'clock in the morning to come to a show that started at 7 o'clock just to see his favorite wrestler, Tommy Dreamer. Just like the 800 plus people here were lined up outside the building 6-7 hours before bell time to see history being made. One of these two men are going to walk out of this building with proof around their waist that they are the best wrestler in Chikara.
Absolutely. Eddie Kingston, growing up a huge fan of pro wrestling. The passion that Eddie Kingston has for this business is absolutely unmatched. Like you mentioned before, LFC, both of these men are stubborn individuals. They are not going to go lightly. They are going to leave it all in this ring tonight to decide who our first grand champion is going to be.
See Kingston there unleashing those chops, but still holding on to the hand of Quackenbush. And that's going to be the one thing that Eddie Kingston is going to have going for him over Quackenbush. And you see there already.
You see that knee. That right knee has been giving Eddie Kingston problems for a while now.
It was aggravated 2 weeks ago at an event we had in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. And the less said about what happened there, the better. And Quackenbush, you know, it's been the theme of the evening. You know, we don't agree with the tactics of a lot of people, but you cannot fault Lightning Mike Quackenbush for coming into this contest. They called him the master of 1,000 holds for a reason, and a lot of those holds focus on the knee, and you've got to think that's his target. Coming into this contest with Eddie Kingston, who has a partially torn MCL.
Well, Mike Quackenbush, as the head trainer of the Chikara Wrestle Factory, is a master in submission wrestling. He's a master in joint manipulation. He knows how to work that knee of Eddie Kingston. That has definitely got a giant target on it with a bullseye for Mike Quackenbush.
Both these men at the 12 Large Summit both ended with 8 points. Eddie Kingston on his road to the title defeated Ultramantis Black, Fire Ant, and Jigsaw. He did have a forfeit victory over Brody Lee, who was out of the competition due to injury. Quackenbush defeated Icarus, Ophidia, Claudio Castagnoli, and Sarah Del Rey on his path to the title, and it all ends here on iPay-Per-View. Hashtag High Noon iPay-Per-View if you're with us on Twitter. And you hear the crowd getting behind Eddie Kingston. Quackenbush tweaks the ankle and knee. Kingston now trying to figure out a way to get out of this hole.
Jigsaw at ringside, looking on intently. Jigsaw, long time tag team partner of Lightning Mike Quackenbush. These guys have been up and down the road a lot, and they have even won Chikara's tag team championship on one occasion. But right now, Mike Quackenbush working on that knee as only Lightning Mike Quackenbush can do.
And you see the pain etched on Eddie Kingston's face, and the intensity on Quackenbush's face as he just torques that knee.
King's going to have to use his size advantage. He's going to have to use his strength advantage. He's going to have to use his brawling abilities, which is something he might not revert to when facing his former teacher.
That's right, Eddie Kingston came to the Chikara Wrestle Factory, as he stated himself, after being kicked out of several other wrestling schools. Chikara welcomed him with open arms, and like I said, very few friends. He came in with Jigsaw and made one friend, Larry Sweeney, unfortunately no longer with us. You saw that heartfelt conversation with Eddie Kingston on our YouTube channel, Chikara Office. Find us on YouTube. Eddie Kingston put his heart on his sleeve on that one, and he is going to let it all on the line here tonight. And again, Gavin, also, even though these two have competed before in tag, trio, and 8-man action, they have never had a singles match ever in the entire history of Chikara.
Absolutely. Chikara fans have wondered for a long time what a singles match between Eddie Kingston and Mike Quackenbush would be like. his own man. Like you said, he's not really here to make friends. That's not Eddie Kingston's agenda. Eddie Kingston's agenda is to get the job done in the ring. These fans have gotten behind Eddie Kingston because of the passion and the heart that he shows in that ring.
Quack definitely has a speed advantage over Eddie Kingston, but he is not utilizing it right now, and I think this is very smart wrestling on Quackenbush's part. He is working this match at a very methodical pace, keeping his focus on that already injured leg of Eddie Kingston and looking him right in the face of Eddie Kingston. As Eddie Kingston looks on defiantly, Quackenbush just torques that leg, and Kingston now trying to kick his way out of this, being very careful to keep his shoulders off the canvas. You don't want to get pinned when you're in a submission hold.
You gotta think Quack's looking into the eyes of Eddie Kingston, trying to see if there's any quit inside that body, because I don't think there is. The immobile Eddie Kingston, that knee is giving him a lot of problems. He was hobbling on the way to the ring, even making his entrance tonight.
Quackenbush gets an elbow with a head of steam there in on Kingston. Kingston looking to go for a powerbomb perhaps. Sunset flip, Quack rolls through and right back on that attack to the leg. Has a grapevine with both his legs and his arms perfectly locked. But Kingston wisely makes it to the rope to break the hold.
And Mike Quackenbush hangs on till 4. He has till 5. He hangs on till 4. He does the damage. He loosens up that knee. So later in the match, when he can put on a submission hold, Eddie Kingston will be right for the picking.
Fans here in South Philadelphia firmly behind Eddie Kingston.
Wait a minute.
This is a different side of Lightning Mike Quackenbush than I've ever seen, and I've known him for a very long time.
I've been in Chikara for a while now as well. I've never seen Mike Quackenbush go for the eyes. That's a first.
I can't say that I fault him. You know, this is the biggest match of the biggest show in Chikara history. And now the locker room's starting to empty here.
You can see their Dasher Hatfield of the throwbacks. Steven the Turtle Liner along with the tag team of 3.0. They are here to show their support. And Mike Quackenbush now, with one of his thousands of wrestling holds, submissions, and finishers, he's got Eddie Kingston locked up as he tears at that knee.
Quackenbush gets his face torn apart there by Eddie Kingston. Goes right to the eye. Effective way to get out of the hold, and he does.
Tommy Dreamer having some words with Bryce Remsburg. He didn't feel Quack was breaking the hold in time. We now have Greg Iron at ringside as well here.
Inverted atomic drop. Kingston still favoring that knee. Goes for the big Yakuza.
Nothing behind it, nothing behind it. He can't use that leg, LFC.
Big kick to the chest there on Quackenbush.
But it took its toll. It took its toll on that knee. Quack gets out at 2. Eddie Kingston in severe disadvantage here. Being immobile like this, it's hard for him to use that size and strength advantage that we mentioned a little bit earlier. Very hard for him to do that from the ground.
Immediately after Kingston got up from that pin attempt, Quackenbush locked Kingston, kept him close, delivered a kick right to the inside of the leg, felling Kingston to the canvas here, and now Quackenbush looking to lock him up again.
He's being relentless now. Figure fouring Eddie Kingston leg, putting even more pressure on that right knee. Locking in the hands.
And just a look of disdain and disgust on the face of Eddie Kingston.
See the face of Eddie Kingston. His face is red with pain. He's got to be absolutely wrapped with it right now.
Quackenbush gets it. And Kingston gets a hand out. They're just trading shots here as they are wrapped up.
Both of these men have a tremendous tolerance for pain. And right now, they're just going at it, trading slaps from the mat.
And again, I don't want to say Quackenbush is making a mistake, but you are not going to want to trade fisticuffs with Eddie Kingston. He's got an amateur boxing background, one of the hardest hitters in all of wrestling. Quackenbush, sure, he's got that palm strike as we just saw there.
Absolutely, Eddie Kingston's background is fighting. He is a fighter from the streets. And right now, he's got Mike Quackenbush, and he takes him all the way back with a suplex. Big lariat from Eddie Kingston, one of his calling cards. Hooks that leg, that's 2, almost 3. Eddie Kingston using that power in short bursts of energy. Short bursts of energy is what he needs to use. He can't spend too much time on that knee. Now coming out to ringside, we've got the recovering from an injury, Frightmare. Also Crossbones. The Young Bucks are out here.
The entire locker room is being cleared out to watch this this match firsthand. They don't want to watch on a monitor in the back. They want to see firsthand who the best in Chikara is going to be. Goes for that back fist to the future. Gets blocked by Quackenbush. Quackenbush has him blocked up. He's going to try for the Black Hole Slam. That's a big man to deliver it on, but he connects. Rolls him. 1, 2.
Beautiful by Mike Quackenbush. He had that back fist to the future, well scouted out, turned into the Black Hole Slam, and got it for a 2 count, but not enough to put Eddie Kingston away. We've got the Colony now. At ringside, Sarah Del Rey, even the Vatiri. The Spectral Envoy now, Ultramantis. Out here with Hallowicked and Hydra, of all people.
Right now, the action of the ring. Quackenbush perched on the top rope. Picture perfect swanton comes crashing down to the chest of Eddie Kingston.
That might do it. Eddie Kingston getting that left shoulder up at the last possible second. There is a look of absolute shock on the Master of 1,000 Holds face.
We're starting to see some people come out here. I haven't seen usually Mr. Zero coming out. Everyone ever in Chikara history is here to witness this encounter. And reckless youth. He's the man who started the Wrestle Factory with Lightning by Quackenbush all those years ago.
From Chikara's rich and storied history come this cast of characters out here to show their support for both these men. Lightning by Quackenbush taking Eddie Kingston back, looking for a stretch buffalo.
He's got him in the lightning lock.
Lightning lock, hooking it up.
He defeated Sarah Del Rey with this to win his block, and he can use this to defeat Eddie Kingston.
He is ripping and tearing at that knee right now. You can almost hear the muscle ripping from all the way up here in the commentation station.
And it's just sheer luck that Eddie Kingston was close enough to the bottom rope to reach out and get it and break that hold, because Quackenbush would have ripped Kingston's legs right out of the socket.
We got photographers from all around the world at ringside. Not to mention Tommy Dreamer, like you said, Reckless Youth, the Young Bucks, Colt Cabana. They're all here for their better than front row seat, their ringside seat for this incredible contest. Another Black Hole Slam possibly with Eddie Kingston. Oh, and you saw it. There it goes for the back fist and he missed.
Just making him mad is what he's doing. Quacken driver 3 for him.
He dropped it down. He dropped him down hard. And
Kingston gets out at 1. Kingston just kicked out of the Quacken driver 3 at 1.
But Quackenbush making the cover with 1 knee, and Eddie Kingston showing what he thinks of that by kicking out at 1. And now, Mike Quackenbush going right back to that right knee. He just did a double stomp with all his body weight, coming down hard on it, ripping it to pieces. And Mike Quackenbush now signaling for the top rope, going up into that high-risk territory.
Quack can't let these fans get inside of his head. They're starting to get to him, maybe. They're all behind Kingston. This has never happened before.
Mike Quackenbush now with double knees. He misses. He misses. Eddie Kingston is back up onto his feet. Standing right now in a vertical base. Eddie Kingston eyeing up Mike Quackenbush.
He's got a sadistic glee in his eyes at Eddie Kingston. The strap is down. And now after Quackenbush coming off the top, missing that double knee strike. And now Quackenbush's leg is injured. And Eddie Kingston, like the shark that he is, smells blood.
Eddie Kingston now ready to take the fight to Mike Quackenbush. He's ready to bring it to the Master of 1,000 Holds. Eddie Kingston blocking out the pain.
Quackenbush gets the knees up again, up on the top turnbuckle. He is precarious position here. And Kingston just slugging away here. Headbutt.
Mike Quackenbush in a precarious position, like you said, right up there, draped over that top turnbuckle. And Eddie Kingston now on the second turnbuckle. Looks like he's trying to lock Quackenbush up for possibly a superplex from that second turnbuckle.
Quackenbush is fighting at Eddie Kingston, trying to weaken Quackenbush so he can score with whatever he has in mind here. I don't know how much gas is in the tank here of Eddie Kingston.
Eddie Kingston using every weapon he has. He's using his head, his elbows, his arms, everything to compensate for that knee that's giving him so much problem tonight. Back fist of the future to the leg of Mike Quackenbush. Back fist of the future right across the knee of Mike Quackenbush, and he comes crashing down.
We've seen Eddie Kingston take people's heads off with that and to deliver that crushing blow to the leg of Mike Quackenbush. And Quackenbush begging off, begging for mercy. And he is the wrong man to ask mercy for out of Eddie Kingston. Looking for the Kondo clutch here. He's got Quackenbush's legs grapevine, and you hear Quackenbush screaming in pain.
You gotta think though, Eddie Kingston from that standing position, how much longer can he put weight on his own knee? But now down on the mat. Now down on the mat, Eddie Kingston has Mike Quackenbush locked up in a body scissors, and he's got that
grapevine against each other. Quackenbush has escaped from the body vice, and he is crawling desperately to get to that bottom rope. And Kingston desperately trying to hold on.
Mike Quackenbush breaking the hold, making it to that bottom rope for dear life, grabbing it like it's a life preserver almost. Tommy Dreamer shouting advice to his protege Eddie Kingston.
Jigsaw over, wishing on to his feet, his mentor and lightning Mike Quackenbush. And you see the pain done. Quackenbush saying his knee is shot.
You gotta think Tommy Dreamer is telling King right now, you gotta block out the pain. You gotta block it out. Everything is on the line right now. Now is the time to fight. And Eddie Kingston and Mike Quackenbush just trade blows from a kneeling position at this point. This match has taken an incredible toll on both these individuals. You can see their bodies racked with pain at this point. Another headbutt by Eddie Kingston. Oh, Quack went right with another one of his own.
I don't know how much is behind these shots, but they're trying to put whatever they have left. And there you see Quackenbush firing up, series of shots.
One right across the side of the face.
Kingston almost saying, I'm impervious to this, bring it on.
Mike Quackenbush now with those lightning palm strikes. And there it is. Eddie Kingston turning Mike Quackenbush inside out with that lariat. We're going to see the backdrop driver, and down goes Mike Quackenbush.
Quackenbush dropped right on his head. Suplex again by Kingston. Back fist to the future.
Back fist to the future. One more. Hooks the leg. One